that night.
He's too busy frying his laptop.
Yeah, my laptop is completely fried. Like,
I think it goes till the 30th, doesn't it?
Yeah. He goes the rest of the month. Yeah, there's supposed to be an update this week.
Still got a week. I thought we were a lot deeper into that. It's only been a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably gonna when I get later on. I gotta play Mike D today. That's gonna be on the books. Playing Mike D.
Okay. But I hope we can play a friend in this update for Madden 22 beta, because every time someone accepts it, you get booted. So
yeah, they probably fix that quick so you could see the user versus user games and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mole know about it, but he had no clue that it was an issue.
But Mole is back. I was going to compare him to. I was going to say that he's PML's inside guy. We get a little bit of input, not a lot of input with Madden, but we throw little ideas at him so he could possibly take it to the table when they're brainstorming for the next cycle and the next next Madden. So it's good to have.
You want to make sure he doesn't hear any of your ideas then.
I am going to be in the meetings every day. I think everybody. I think the highest overall should be a 90. Everybody else, any depth pieces should be at least a 55 to 60. 55 to 60. Starters, low 70s to high 70s. I'm going to give him all that spiel. I'm going to throw all kinds of ideas his way, so it's going to be great. I'm happy to have him back. And there was a lot of talk in chat yesterday because we have a lot of fake and phony reactions to Mo coming back. We had A-Rod calling out HD because HD was number one in the don't allow Mo back.
I never said don't allow him back. I said we should question it. I didn't say don't allow him. I said we'll make some different.
I'm gonna let A-Rod talk on it. A-Rod, what was so you came in chat, you kind of blew that up. What was the thought process there, and what do you see different?
Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning when he came back and he called Mo out for calling out natural.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too. A-Rod, you were pretty much Natural's bodyguard as well, so go ahead and talk about that.
I wouldn't call me his bodyguard, but listen, the way he left, and I didn't have two words to say about it when it happened. I just watched it all unfold and whatever. He took his ball, he went home. That's the way I look at it. I love it. That's the way I look at it.
He came to the cookout, he didn't like it, he took his food and went back to the car.
Yeah, he took his food and went to the car.
Well, whatever. It is what it is. He's not in the league anymore, but, we always knew he was going to come back. And I think we talked about it on the show before, I believe, maybe a few months ago. And I think we talked about how we're going to, receive him when he comes back in. And I think I was one just saying along the lines of very neutral. We know he's going to be back. It is what it is. And I think a few of you, I can't pinpoint. I got to listen to the show. We're just, does he deserve to be back after that? Blah, 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 whatever. So that was the energy. And the energy when he left was the league was in an uproar for a month. There was content on him. The chat was all about Mo leaving, and it was like a vigilante squad just out to get Mo and throw his name through the mud. And I wrote in chat when that was happening. I was like, you guys be careful. He'll be back one day, and all you have to do is type his name in. And I wrote that, and that day came. And what happened when I opened the chat up? Mo's back, cool. I knew that was gonna happen. So the first thing that bothered me the most was, and Nat was right about this. You come back in the chat, and the first thing you say is about Nat having being scared of next gen. Like that's balls, because you quit the league because you were scared of an 18-year-old kid who just beat you, and that's the thing that got me at first. You lost, you took your ball, you left, and the first thing you say is you're gonna call. It doesn't matter if it was Nat. You can call me Nat's bodyguard. I don't care, but it could have been anybody. But that's not the first thing you say when you come back in the chat. That's just a slap in the face to PML. Like we're worthless. We're a bunch of idiots. I do what I want. I come as I go as I please. That's what it looked like to me. And Nat had a good point too. You come back, you say what's up, you apologize, you give your explanation, and you're back. That's cool. No problem with me with that. But you don't come back in the league and just what's up, motherfuckers. I heard Nat was scared of next gen. Like you just left the league because you were scared of an 18-year-old kid. Come on. That's the first thing that rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't speak up much, but I felt like that had to be addressed only because
this league, like I said, was in an uproar. And all I'm seeing is, welcome back, Mo, everybody pulling their pants down. It was crazy because these same people who are not pulling their pants down, lining up in front of Mo in the blowjob stand, were the same people saying he shouldn't be allowed back in the league, this and that, and, that was all fake. And, that's all
I'm actually surprised that Nashville took so much offense to that because, like, him and Mo are friends. Like, they always...
I think it was playful pokes.
It was completely playful, and I'm surprised that Nashville, like, actually took offense to that. Like, he was, you can tell he was, like, genuinely upset that Mo said something about it. But, at the same time, Mo's not wrong either. So, I mean, what are you going to do about it?
That's cool. Welcome back, Mo, but come back in the league, say what's up,
No, I get what you're saying.
You owe it to us. You just left mid-cycle like you're the Don Juan and
mid-first season. No, you're completely right. I was just super surprised how Natural took it, considering they're friends.
So, speaking of this, I was pointed out as one of those people that didn't want Mo back or had an issue with Mo coming back. You can even go back in the past episode. I never had that issue, and I always explained to people the mutual understanding JT / PML has with Mo and his role in the league. We provide that CFM that he could come join, enjoy the competition, enjoy being a part of a CFM with content and stuff like that, and the family atmosphere, quote unquote family atmosphere you get inside General Chat. We provide that for him, and he provides us ear on the inside. He provides JT's ear on the inside as far as stuff that could be brought into franchise mode to make franchise a better experience for us. So I've always understood that, and I've understood why he left. I even defended why he leaves and this and that. I remember arguing with HD about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
to go off what you're saying, because I know obviously what you're talking about, Bacon was trying to put you in a bad spot.
He was definitely.
So I think the thing is, I don't think anyone thinks Mo should never be allowed back.
I don't think there's one person who believes that. We all assume he's going to be back. He's good for PML.
Yeah. So obviously we talked about it. My job here is to be controversial. I ask the question, what makes Mo different? Just get you guys' opinions. So that's where it's being looked at. Where I don't want him back, but I think we're all on the same page. We knew he was going to come back. We accept Mo back. We didn't like the way he left or that he left, and we all had something to say about it that was negative. No matter who you are, someone had something to fucking say about it. All 31 users that are here. But we all knew he was going to come back, and I think Mo expected to come back and get shit for it because he knows what PML is. So I think.
But how are we just going to pretend like that never happened? Jump back in the chat a year later.
I don't think anyone's saying it's not there, but at the same time, I don't think anyone really cares too much anymore. Hey, we've all been over it. It happened. 6 months ago? I think we're all over it at this point. But I mean, we all had something to say. We all said it was a home move, and we all knew he was going to come back. So why hold? Why hold the grudge?
I mean, to be fair, he did give an explanation as well. It wasn't the first thing he said, but he did give an explanation.
Yeah, he wasn't into Madden 21. He didn't like the franchise. He didn't like, last gen, whatever the case may be.
Probably didn't like it.
That's just entitlement. That's just using who you are as entitlement to do what you want. And, things like that. No, I'm a bottom of the barrel guy. And I know that's going to happen to certain people.
But the difference is, we cannot like last gen. Like, we all hated PS4. But we can't just up and leave, basically, and come back. So that's why we were forced to stay. We knew he was going to leave, and he just happened to do it earlier than expected. But the question is, did he really do anything different besides the way he left?
He
was going to leave regardless.
Here's my counter to that. All right, you want to leave? A-Rod, I think in next gen's franchise, there should be home team discounts. So if you could work on that and see if you could get that implemented in the game, let me know. HD, same thing to you. If you guys could go ahead and work on that and bring it to the table when you're thinking about making Madden 23, I think it'd be a great aspect. So, you mind doing that? Oh, you can't? All right, then you really don't get the same privilege as Mole because you don't have. You're not in the same. That's like with Cookie Boy.
That was a very elaborate explanation.
I had to think about it. That's why I didn't respond.
So it's the same thing with Cookie Boy. It's the same thing. It was the same thing with SGO. It's the same thing with anybody that has a platform.
Your status in certain situations are going to get you a pass or, entitlement in certain situations.
But here's the thing.
Do I get entitlement now?
No, this is another thing too. This is give and take. Hold on, let me finish this point. This is give and take with the stuff. So Nat says there's unwritten rules against me. I can't trade. Blah blah blah. All this shit. Well, you get certain things that you kind of get a little leeway with, and you give and take. There's give and take in everything in life. You get what you get. You get what you get, and then you're gonna have some downsides to your personality and your your popularity or whatever you want to say, your platform or whatever. There's gonna be some downsides as far as everybody knows you're good. We're not gonna trade you pieces because everybody in the league's gonna say, "Hey, why'd you trade that guy that piece?" It's kind of it might get to that point with Cookie Boy because even though he is getting these trades, people are starting to get on the people that trade with him and the type of trades that he's getting. So you might see it a little more. I don't think you've seen one trade between. Have we seen one trade between Mally and Cookie Boy?
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner. That's right. So what was that trade? Was that close to a fair trade on that?
Like season 1.
Yeah, it was like season 3, I think, maybe.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was definitely in the league, so when I
or season 2, I don't know.
But it's it's kind of you got your ups and downs. Like I just understand. I understand. It's like a real life thing, like you said.
What's the difference between what Mole did? He didn't like the game. He left in the middle of it. What's the difference? And he came back. What's the difference between what you did last cycle, leaving in the middle of season 3 because you wanted to play NHL more than Madden, and you were welcomed back with open arms? What's the difference? You both did the same thing. He left for work. You left for a complete other game. You were just done.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. He didn't leave for work because I play head-to-head a lot, and he has over 400 games played on that thing, ranked number 2. He's on it all day.
He doesn't have as much commitment, but we don't know that backstory.
When you're playing 400 games, that's a lot of commitment.
Was it on next gen? Is the question.
Yes.
Yeah. They had this whole spiel. I don't know if you ever seen the T-shirts. You've been whacked by the Mole. I think it was at a point where he was playing games for EA, kind of like the sideshow type of thing.
That was at a tournament, I think, or not a tournament, but an event. You could play Mole head to head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's head to head. All those games that he played at that
time. It
tournament.
is. They are head to head. And he even said he didn't want to play current gen anymore. He said he was moving on to next gen.
That's fine, but we can't say the reason that was a time commitment for work because he was on that thing playing games.
He didn't want to play PS4. He straight up said he didn't want to play PS4. He was tired of it.
Yeah, not yet. But it wasn't for work.
So you said
I will say this quickly. I feel, and I think we talked about it before. I don't feel the argument is that fair. I don't think the argument really makes a lot of sense or holds a lot of weight when people say, how come he can do it but this person can't do it? Because we talk about it over and over again. Regardless of what people want, there's always going to be biases. There's always going to be, some people are going to deserve or never deserve. Some people want to get treated differently. That's in life.
That was put in Gen Chat last cycle. There's going to be favorites.
There's going to be favorites. There's going to be people that get more backlash than others based off of, what you provide, what you do, who they are, what you say. It's a lot of stuff that goes into that. If you're an asshole in chat, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt for anything. Then you can't complain later that I don't get the benefit of the doubt, but you were also an asshole to other people. So literally, your past behaviors, helps dictate how you're treated in the league. You know what I mean? Because with that said, there's going to be certain things you're probably always going to get the Browns. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's your team, and you do stuff for the league. I don't have no issue with it. It'll be different if a dude just came in, we don't know who he is, and he was demanding teams. Then you're going to be like, no, we don't know who you are. I think the longer you're in the league, the more, entitlement you get over other people.
That's a big reason he didn't get the Cowboys like he wanted, because he came in to publicize and make PML public to the world and use his Twitter and his YouTube that are huge, and he didn't do that. And here we are going to the next cycle. He said, "Oh, I want the Cowboys." Jason's like, "Well, you've done nothing. Fuck off. You're going to get who I get." That's just how it is. Mo could come in and pick any team you fucking wanted. Natural could pick whatever. They might not. Okay, I'll change. They might not pick their teams, but I'm sure JT's like, "Hey, you got between this, or this."
Yeah. They probably have an influence. I mean, we heard even with influence on his team this cycle. So, I mean, I'm sure you have influence, and certain people have certain things, but you earn it. Like, you can't then sit there and be like, oh, how can this person do what? How can this person do this? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think, like you said, like, Mo does a lot for the league, whether people want to admit it or not. Like, he does a lot for the league. So, yeah, he should be able to. Like, Neff, you did a lot before you were a commissioner at one point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you'll be able to come back. You'll be able to come back. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think that needs to carry more weight than people just complaining about stuff. Basically, you know what I mean?
Basically, I think just to end, not to end the topic, if I want to keep going, but basically, the end conclusion is we knew Mo was going to come back. We've all said shit. We all hated it. But we knew it was going to happen. It just happened earlier. At this point, we're all over it, basically. I don't think there's anything else to it. Everyone's over it. It happened months ago. Time to move on. Now we all hate.
Like, we know it's a matter of time for Nat to come back. Nat will be back next cycle. At least in my opinion. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back. Personally, I think he'll be back.
By the way he appeared yesterday in chat and the way he changed his name, he's coming back.
When he comes back, I don't think he deserves like a big uproar about it. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, you'd be like, welcome back and keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there was one game played yesterday. We don't know there was one game yesterday.
Did you see it?
There was no stream for it, and apparently it was played more than once too.
No, it was played more. It was played
more. You go and look.
We don't know how many times it was played. We're just going off the numbers.
I played it all the way to the end, and I wanted more reps, so I quit and played it again. So JT did hit me up this morning, so I told him, I had my OBS open and everything, and I looked over. I was in a rush, so I sat down, turned the game on. What the fuck? I turned the game on, get going. So I loaded into the game. Oh, sorry, I'll start with the OBS. I looked over, quick click the OBS, thought I hit the stream button. Just went to playing. When I play CPU games and I stream, I don't pull the stream up. I only do it for user games, so I can see what's going on. So I'm playing the game. I get in. I get on offense, and I started with the ball. I get on offense, and I forgot to put in my custom. So I realized my custom's not there. Back out, go back in. So nothing's played at this point besides.
Why did you have your custom? Like, what were you doing beforehand? Because every time
I was in a rush.
No, what I'm saying is every game that I go into in PML, whenever I load up a game, I already have my custom ready to go. Like, I don't even have to touch it.
My defense was there, but my thing said Baltimore. I don't recall. I might have used the Baltimore. No, I didn't. I don't know if it changed when you do practice mode or anything, and it knocks it off, because when I'm in practice, I only do offense. But there's been times I've gone in and it's sitting on Baltimore because that's my coach's preferred playbook, because that's what my custom's made out of.
Did you change it for anything? If you change it for anything, I think
I did change it in practice mode. I changed it in practice mode. So yeah, I don't know. There's been multiple times where I've gone in and it's switched and I got to flip it back. So
all I'm hearing is that you said I was down a lot and had to quit.
Is what?
All I heard was you had to play your game. You started losing, you quit, and had to get your custom.
That's exactly what happened, actually. And, I hope I don't get kicked for losing and then quitting and going back in.
I hate to be the guy to say it, but losing the league.
Yeah. I mean, he already won the season without posting content. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm going to say, too, that season I had 3 content pieces. I was 1 short.
So I want to say, like, I'm gonna be HD. So I'm gonna be HD for a second. I'm gonna say, the Browns did an extreme yesterday. That's a clear violation of the rules. And he also played the TPU choice. Do you think it's time that we look at him going into next cycle?
Rules are subject to enforcement at this point. So really, it's like, Neff ran the same engage 12 plays in a row, but he's not I would have said the game that's 0-0 on the first play of the game.
We don't know that though. We don't know. Could be lying to us. Yeah, because apparently you've been lying about all types of stuff because you're from Pittsburgh and didn't tell us. So
that's shit. I was so confused. I'm like, what is this dude talking about? I'm like, what the fuck? I see you tagging me. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what T-Banner was talking about yesterday, but I don't know. Anywho, no big deal.
No, it's So let's say it was KMFO that did this. What do you think the outburst would be right now?
It is what it is. Warming up the boot, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now in hindsight, I wish I pulled the plug. I think the difference in games though is just like if someone doesn't stream a game and if they win fucking 80-0. I think it's not different than me fucking winning by 11 points or whatever the fuck it was, 8 points.
So I wanna for a second, I wanna go back to the Bull stuff because there was a few other things that was brought to the attention. Bull also, he's back way earlier than Madden 22, so he's not just here for the Madden 22 CFM. He's here to kind of give us insight on the changes that are happening with this new franchise. And one of the first things he's done, I would say as an apology, is offered beta codes to pretty much the whole league. He pretty much said, hey,
you guys ate that right up.
He said, who
Neff ate that bitch right up. Neff's been waiting for that shit.
Well, I got a question. Is that a sorry without saying sorry?
You messed up. That's exactly what he did.
I don't think he fucked somebody's wife by leaving PML.
I don't think that was an apology type thing. I think he just had codes to give out.
Trying to rekindle relationships
I also think he's doing it for PML. I think he's doing it for PML.
He likes PML.
I will say, like, even outside of PML, that when you just talk with Mo on Twitter or whatever the case, he's always been a cool dude. So I don't know if it's necessarily a thing. He gives out codes to people on Twitter. So
since he's left, we heard Mo probably 3 times on Twitter. Everything's been the same. It's been cool. So it's like, it's just Mo being a Mo. Mo's a nice guy.
I think what we're twisting up is, allowing him back in the league is doing Mo a favor. It's more doing PML a favor than
we know this.
Now, if he's really trying to help out the league, he should give JT the full copy of Madden 22 next month. Yeah, so that way we can get started on these draft class.
That fucking draft class going.
I need the full copy. I don't need the beta. I don't care. I don't even care if the game's not done.
And to be honest, this is the game where you want Mo to be involved because the big change that's coming in franchise mode between Madden 21 and Madden 22 in the next one. It's a huge change.
What's the big change?
The scouting, everything, the coaching, all that.
I was just seeing if you were paying attention to the game.
So all that
it was a pop quiz.
We're into all that stuff right now, so we need that.
We've been playing the beta. You're green, all that stuff.
You don't know shit yet. You just learned yesterday. You can't go the other way on the coaching tree. You just said, you
can't go the other way on the coaching tree.
All could have told you that at the beginning.
That was so toxic.
Well, they did lose one of their games yesterday. So probably where the toxicity comes from. It's fine.
Yeah, dude, he sent that link. I went to go click on it. Dude wasn't even live.
Yeah, we tried to go support our friend, man, and he was right.
We were about to hop in the general voice chat and just talk about it. Nowhere to be found. That's crazy. You didn't even stream your game.
Man, nobody was streaming the game yesterday, apparently.
Sorry about that. I got a call. But yeah, that's my closing thoughts on Mo. More doing PML favor than doing.
Welcome back, Mo.
Welcome back, Mo. Yeah, but I still think personally that we let Mo in and we boot HD for not streaming his CPU game because
we were just talking about when you get that phone call, you didn't stream your league game, so.
Yeah, you should be removed. That is a blatant disregard of the rules.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. We're laughing at it, but you started the game twice. That is pretty serious.
You didn't stream it. That's
don't know what happened.
HD was spending the entire show trying to get me out of the league.
I think he just spent the entire week on every show trying to get you out of the league.
Imagine that 2 games played, no stream, and I took the W yet.
And a close game too.
Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I gotta say, who knows? He could have super simmed the defense part and just played offense. Like, who knows?
Oh, I love that.
It's a very serious accurate. It's a very serious.
I started my computer game, and it was on a full stream. But when I started it, for some reason, I pressed Super Sim mode or whatever it is, the shorter version. So as I picked up, I realized it, but luckily I was not going to stream. So before any time off the clock, I just restarted it. But it was on the stream, so you see.
Yeah, it was on
case. You don't see anything.
Yeah, you saw it was played twice, but you know why it was played twice.
Right, you could go back and see it. You did.
You know if it was played twice because he was losing or was he winning. And let's also include the fact that Hefe was apparently available to play this game, and he didn't even DM him. Hefe was apparently available this whole time. He didn't even bother DMing him. He was informed that he had a family issue, but he didn't bother checking in with Hefe about it. He just said, all right, I'm just going to play this game no matter what. And HD has left. I don't know if he was unable to speak the whole time or he's getting sick of us talking about it. But so, serious note, all trolling aside, he didn't stream the game. Hefe was also available and he didn't check with Hefe. He took somebody else's word for it. And JT's the one that told him. But even though JT told you that, shouldn't you still reach out and be like, hey, I hope everything's okay?
Yeah.
Are you able to play this game or
Let me know if there's any shot you can get this game, and I know you have something going on. If not, I'll jump on with the computer. That's it.
I'm back at a phone call.
But on that note, I have to jump out now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thanks, A-Rod. So, T-Lud, how do you feel about this situation as a commissioner? It's a rule break. You're supposed to stream your games. I don't know if it's happened more. It probably has. It's probably happened more than once. How do you feel about it as a commissioner?
It's definitely a rule break. I don't know the conversation that him and JT had. You know what I mean, about whether they should play or whatnot. So obviously you have to get that. Figure out what happened there. And he said that he tried to stream the game. I don't know. Definitely a rule break, though, but it's not the first time the game has not been streamed. I will say that.
Yeah, I can't say who's done it before because I haven't really paid attention, but definitely not the first time, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure it's happened before where CPU games were streamed. Didn't Nash play a CPU game well?
He should never stream his games. Never. I think that's why we got the streaming rule now, because people were, he would always get his opponent to stream, and people were like sick of it, and now we have the rule where you got to stream at least 12 games.
Which I how hard is the stream? Obviously, if you LQ with Wi-Fi.
12 games gives you rule, like if there's something, gives you room for like if you don't have the connection at that time, you know what I mean, whatever. But I feel like if that's the case, it should, like I couldn't stream week 2 when I was in the garage, but I talked to Cookie about it, and Cookie knew I couldn't stream, and I asked him, like, hey, you're streaming, right? You know what I mean? Like, there should be a clarification there at some point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some guys are like, I didn't know he wasn't streaming, so, I thought he was streaming, so I didn't stream him. Just shit like that.
So, speaking of clarification, I was in chat yesterday, and, I was talking on the point that you made, D-Lloyd, and Goose and Mike, I think you all touched on it. I know Mike probably he had a little bit of a different take from it, but you recently said that the league has become not a comp league, but there's been some comp stuff going on. And I was trying to explain what you were saying in chat, but apparently it didn't come off correctly. So could you explain what you were saying when you were saying that on the previous show? Just to touch on that.
There's more comp stuff going on in the league?
Yes. Like, what is the comp stuff that you're seeing that, you all
before you go into that, the thing is, Neff, yesterday is you were saying it right. It was just when you use the example of I've seen slants with emotion all the time. That's where you lost people because we said, okay, put a name to it. Who are you seeing do it? Who's doing it? And you refuse to put any name on it. That's where you lost.
No, I don't have a name. My point was strictly like
that's the thing. If you don't have a name, that's what Cookie's saying. If you don't have a name, then what you're saying is pointless. So basically, just don't mention it if you're not going to say who it was if you don't have it.
Well, if nobody's mentioned it, then how are we gonna even talk about it ever? Like,
that goes back to Mike the other day. He complained about KMFO doing what he did. I said, Mike, you put on the sim score? No. Why? Because I don't care. All right, then. So shut up about it. Why did you even bring it up to you if you didn't give a shit? You can't. Him and Goose are like, we got to do this. We got to put on the sim score. This is how we're going to fix things. But then he doesn't do it himself. Well, then why are you preaching it?
No, correction. Goose is the only one that really was preaching it. Mike said it. Mike said it on the show. Mike said that Goose told him he needs to bring it to the sim score and stuff like that.
Mike said before, we want to clean it up. You got to use the sim score. He said, if you want stuff fixed, put on the sim score. And he's one that doesn't use the sim score because he's like, well, it don't bother me. And we can't have that attitude.
I agree. But D-Lloyd, didn't take it away. With you,
I think I've already pretty much explained it, but I mean, my thought process is you see more comp stuff, more, I guess, Madden stuff just going around the league that probably a little bit more than, you would like. I think you're never going to fully get rid of it, obviously. You will see more, like I said, now we're seeing a lot of crosses being played. For example, because I am a believer, you should say some names. Burn throws a lot of crosses. Jets, or from what I've heard, 'cause I haven't watched them, has thrown a lot of crosses, like almost predictable every single time. You see a lot of people, blatantly trying to cheese in preseason, mainly Bubba, right? He's trying to get his guy down, so like he's spamming guys, you know what I mean, as opposed to just playing preseason, trying out stuff, you know what I mean? Like it's things like that I don't think is really real football. Now, and that's my definition of it becoming more comp. I did give out like my thought process where I came from before. Like I said, I don't play online. This is my only online games come from playing PML guys. You know what I mean? So I don't have that experience of playing head-to-heads and MUTs and other leagues. Like I come from just playing CPU. You know what I mean, offline. So for me, when I see type of stuff like that, I look at it as comp, right? Because I'm not looking at it from like, other leagues do it, so this is normal. I'm like, bro, we're spamming people to try to like XP hunt, or like not trying to get. Everybody's going to try to get XP. Everybody's going to try to upgrade the guy, but like going, above and beyond. You know what I mean? To kind of do things. I would assume Fallen does some. I haven't watched them, but from what I've heard and just seeing the results, you see what I'm saying? So like, I don't have.
Definitely does. Like with Javion Hawkins, it wasn't just he was running with them. he was like one of his main weapons out of the backfield too. It's like he was getting receiving stats and
right. Like I said, I haven't watched any of his games. I don't think I ever watched like a game besides the game we played. So I don't know, but I'm saying this kind of stuff that I get, the vibes that I get from things. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge fan personally of everybody being moved around on the defensive front before a play snapped, or like crazy amounts of hot routes on the offense or hot routes on the defensive end. You know what I mean? That type of stuff to me, I'm like, okay, like I understand a few here and there. You know what I mean? Or you might want to change one guy's route, but like you call a play and you completely change. Like, why do you even call a play if you're about to completely change everything? Like, that's not. You know what I mean? So that's the type of stuff I look at as
that's not simple.
So that's where and I'm not saying it's not simple, it's just not what I'm used to. I'll put it that way. You know what I mean? It's not what I'm used to. So
take it to on the field stuff. So you were a wide receiver, you played football, but how many hot routes are really going on throughout a game as far as on the field? Like, if you say, oh yeah, you're going to do the slant, and you're going to do the slant, and you're going to do the stride, and you're going to do the streak, and it's completely different from what the play you just called. It's like,
there's times where you might draw up a new play like on the sideline, or like it might be times where you might slightly tweak something on the fly. But I mean, obviously, you're not calling a play, going to the line of scrimmage, and then changing. Like, you might change the play like a audible, but you're not like specifically going through each receiver down the line telling them to do something different. But that's still a video game, so I understand that it's there. I just don't like the amount that happens. And I don't think that's controllable. Like, I think that's probably just going to happen regardless. You know what I mean? I think EA tried to stop it by making the false start thing in there. You know, like try to, keep it to a minimum at some point. Defensive side, I hated safeties walking up because to me, I feel like that's exploiting the game because they're going to be able to get back. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you show blitz and they did it, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like the game does it. But if you're manually moving guys around, I don't like that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my mindset is with that.
I understand that. And, when I brought up the double slants, when I'm speaking about that,